was the name of a teacher. When I was in fourth grade, I was living in Ireland, Crosshaven, County Cork, Ireland. And the Catholic schools are the public schools where they use corporal punishment, where they beat the children. And my parents didn't know they were beating me until my mom saw the welts on my hand. My teacher's name was Mr. Kavanaugh, but it was spelled with a C. So I'm not happy. That was, to me, the worst pick he could have made was this Kavanaugh character. Well, hopefully he won't be confirmed and we'll get that woman in. I can't remember her name, but I like her quite a lot. I think that would be very politically beneficial for Trump to get the woman in. And I just like her. She seems, I like women. I like women in positions of leadership. And as long as they're good, noble women, I think it's great. And I think women have been marginalized through the ages for a reason. I don't think it's proper. I think it's wrong. And I think we'd probably be a lot better off if there was more females in leadership positions, to be quite frank. Oh, I know women can be a-holes too, but look at all the a-hole men we've seen. We got riots in Haiti because gas prices went up by 50%. They're not too happy about that. And, and right away they dropped the prices back down. They say, hey, you know what? You're breaking our backs here. We're trying to survive. And they can't do it. See, maybe if Americans were more inclined to do that, we wouldn't need the social welfare industrial complex, would we? Okay, because they don't have it over there. What are they supposed to do? Just die is the message. Is if you're weak, die. We don't care. We don't need supply and demand anymore. If half the people in your village die, we'll just triple the prices. We'll make extra profit because they're market manipulators. They're fixing the prices. These colluding special interest groups that all benefit from doing that. This is why it's so dangerous to allow this arbitrary cost of living tax inflation. It's not based on scarcity. That's the only way there's supposed to be any disruption in the cost of living. The supply chain. If it's disrupted, well, there's an explosion at a refinery and suddenly there's not enough, so you've got to cut back and we got to raise the prices because you got to pay to rebuild the factory. See, this would be the only context that made any sense. It was logical under true capitalism, supply and demand and free market. Do you understand? So there is a lot of danger in tolerating what's going on. And, but we have, and we're in it deep. We're in it really deep, and we're going to need God's help. There is no way we're ever going to extricate ourselves from this mess without God's help. We're in it so deep. And I would be so hopeless without turning to God, because if I think about it too long, it's just like, I forget who said it, but, when you're fighting monsters, be careful not to stare into the abyss too long, lest you become the abyss. You fall into it. Because if I spend too much time, it's once a week I do this video series, but if I spend too much time thinking about this, I will go literally insane. It makes me absolutely nuts when I start pondering what it's going to take before people get it, before they understand how bad it is to tolerate crony capitalism and to tolerate these collusive special interest groups manipulating your cost of living tax upward. Okay, and it's all falling on the backs of the poor, the state debt, the national debt, the individual debt. The weakest financial links in society are paying the ultimate price. They are dying. They are killing themselves. Okay, so yes, it's horrible. And God is my refuge. That's it. I don't have faith in humanity. Only that God is going to grab humanity by the throat, by the heart, by the mind, and say, no, you're going to do this. You're going to you're going to fight the good fight. You're going to carry your fair share away to the cross. You're not going to cop out. You're not going to prescribe to an ignorance is bliss philosophy. You're going to do what's right by me. And you're going to, seek happiness. And it's not something you can go alone. You're going to seek freedom. It's not something you can go alone. It's for everybody. You're going to seek prosperity. Because God is the grantor. God owns the earth. He gives us, prosperity. from birth is what we got to cultivate this idea, that really we have a right to be free, and we've got to exercise that right as a duty and obligation to prescribe to godly philosophies and beliefs. Empowerment from birth. The earth is yours. Who is any man to say it's not? You have a rightful share in all the accumulated technology of the ages, all the infrastructure. It's yours. All the natural resources, and labor being at the top of that list of natural resources. You have a right to share in everybody else's labors, just as they have a right to share in yours. And you have a right not to be told and to be driven by any other man, but by your conscience, by your godly nature. You and I were made in the image and likeness of God. We've got a duty, we've got a job to do here. Let's damn well do it and unify together against these evildoers and say, keep all your prosperity. But we're sure as hell going to demand that we have prosperity too, because God says so. So it's a thus saith the Lord. It's not anything else. It supersedes all political BS, all economic BS, all social BS. Okay? That's it, man. That's what it is. It is what it is. It comes from above, that empowerment, that prosperity, that freedom, that happiness. You owe it to yourself. You owe it to your children, your grandchildren, your great-grandchildren to seize it, to embrace it, to adopt it as your own. This is your planet because it's your father's planet. It's your mother's planet. It's yours by inheritance. It's the right thing to believe. Monsanto lawyer here in California. This guy is trying to claim that it caused his cancer, this non-Hodgkin's lymphoma cancer, that Roundup caused it. Well, this attorney needs to take a swig of Roundup and prove it that it's non-toxic. Dip your hand in it and hold it there for a while. Spritz yourself with it. Okay? Roundup is not harmful. Spritz yourself with it in front of the court. Take a swig. Prove it's not carcinogenic. But you're going to sit there and you're going to defend this company and you know the truth. You know that you're paying off your scientists and killing those that go along with it. Okay, that's my belief. Okay, that's what goes on. Okay, there's a lot of conspiracies out there, and all of them aren't conspiracy theories. There's a lot of money wrapped up in this company. They're selling in mass. A lot of farmers spray entire areas with this. I mean, that's a lot of gallons of Roundup going in the soil with these glyphosates poisoning the wells. Okay, we got cancer through the roof. God almighty. I mean, I hope that they lose this case. I mean, and this company, they just hedged their bets, right? They just sold out to some Bayer, right? Bayer bought them. Okay, I don't trust this company as far as I can throw them. Yeah, and I'll show evidence. People that have used this stuff long term, breathing it, that got careless because they were told it's safe. Oh, it doesn't matter. Drink a little, get a little on your skin. It doesn't matter. Breathe a little. Whatever. It's probably good for you, you know? I already talked about this almond farmer locally. But the guy was obfuscating. He was obviously knowledgeable about supply and demand, but he was confusing the issue. Okay? And it was done on purpose. I could see that this guy knew, so the mainstream media, what do they know about economic principles? Nobody understands supply and demand anymore. They all think, well, if I'm selling less, and I got to get the same amount of profit, don't try to tell me that capitalism means I got to lower my price, not when I've got a bumper crop, as if that's a bad thing. So God gives the farmer a bumper crop of almonds, and the farmer's going to bitch and moan like some communist that says, well, wait a minute. I got all the nuts here, and rightfully under the law of supply and demand, I know that my price is supposed to go down so that people consume more. But I know that demand is down. I know that there's a limited amount of almonds that are wanted out there in the public. Not that many people eat almonds or want almonds, or the demand is not that great. So I'm not going to worry about just lowering my price to where people consume more and try to make it up that way. No, I need this thing they call capitalism to protect me, but really